It seems like just yesterday. Late 80s, early 90s. Me with a pocket full of quarters. The arcade was the place to be. I could only dream of one day owning my own arcade. And now my dream arcade is here. Let's take a gander at it. Well, hello there, YouTube. Twisted here once again, and excuse my raspy voice, but I'm still a bit under the weather. But I had to come and show you and tell you the goodness that is my new arcade. Today we are taking a look at the TheArcadeGuys Custom Slim arcade cabinet. That's right, people. This thing has over 12,000 games, over 30 different systems, okay? And the price is quite nice. Now, I already had a little arcade. I got a bunch of arcades, emulators, NVIDIA Shield, everything you can imagine. But I had an arcade Smartcade bar top, Ninja Turtles themed one. I've had it, loved it. It runs the Pandora's box. It's been great. But I always wanted a full-size 4-player arcade. And when I found these guys on Etsy at the price, I couldn't resist. The 4-player cabinet that I have here, people, costs $9.95 plus shipping. They also have a 2-player version that's $100 less, $8.95 plus shipping. And in my opinion, for what you get, it's quite a good deal. And we're gonna discuss why. We're gonna discuss all the things, how it's been, how it's holding up, all that good stuff, okay? Now, I will say first and foremost, the shipping was super quick. I bought it and like a week later, I got it. And the thing came well wrapped, well packaged. Everything was good to go. Everything was good to go. Now, what's going on here? This guy, one of the things that attracted me to this arcade is that it doesn't stick out super far from the wall. It's kind of a slim profile. That was one of the things. And for two, it's got a lot going on. It's running the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. It's got a 128 gig micro SD card for everything, and there's a lot going on. Here's a shot of the back to show you how everything looks in the back. This thing has a 32-inch TCL 720p TV in it, okay? There's a shot of the back, see what's going on, how it's all put together. Thing also has a little amp, a little motorcycle amp, like about 40 watts, but it's pretty cool. Little amp right underneath, mounted underneath. You can go down there and adjust everything. You also see the LEDs. There's LEDs everywhere underneath around the TV. They kind of glow in the back. That's nice. And I did a couple of things. Now, initially, I tried a sticker bomb. I was gonna do it, but it didn't work out. They were peeling and stuff, and I was like, I should have just done a sheet of vinyl, but I took all that off, everything's fine, but I did change out the speakers. Now, originally it came with some Boss 6.5 speakers, which they weren't bad, you know what I mean? But I replaced them with some Focal Performance coax, the flaxseed cone ones, and I gotta say, they sound quite nice, quite nice. But yeah, man, think about what I just said so far. For the price, everything you get, 4-player, the 32-inch, it's a really good deal in my opinion. I've looked at other arcades with less that were selling for like $3,000 to $4,000. And my idea back in the day was always to get like an original X-Men or Simpsons arcade that I love so much. But I looked around and found them over the years, and they're like in rough shape for like $3 or $4 grand. And they weigh like 600 pounds. It just wasn't ideal. But now we got emulators. We got the Raspberry Pi. We got stuff and things. It's so nice, man. Let me tell you, there's a lot going on here, folks. There's a lot going on. We got all the way back from like Atari 2600 all the way up to Sega Dreamcast, okay? Sony PlayStation. Well, that sounded weird. Sony PlayStation, Sega CD. I mean, there's so many things to go over. There's a lot of games here, more than I'll probably ever play, if I'm being completely honest. But there's a lot, and we're gonna go over all of it. As far as the sticks feel good. The buttons, if I'm not mistaken, are Sandwalk clones, but they feel good. They feel good enough. Everything's working out pretty good there. No complaints. But I do have extra controllers. I hooked up a USB hub to the Raspberry Pi, and now I can hook up multiple controllers, and they're easy to bind and set up all the inputs. We got Sega Genesis, original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. I still need to get a PlayStation and a Dreamcast controller, but so far, so good. Everything's been working great. I can play some games. Everything goes good. And speaking of games, before I go on rambling and talking forever, let's cut to some raw gameplay of a few games, just because. X-Men. In the 21st century. Yeah, man, there's a ton of games, and there's a bunch of unique sections. Like, you got beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, Capcom classics, you got a bunch of arcade classics, you got a bunch of different little sections, and you can also go in and set up favorites. And I gotta say, the way the guys set it up over there, like, I could do a lot of stuff myself. I could set up a Raspberry Pi, I have, and put different stuff on, but the way they got this launcher set up, and the way they got everything set up, you have multiple intro screens when the thing first comes on. I'm gonna play a few of those real quick with sound and everything. So that's pretty cool. You get a different one. Like, there's still some I haven't even seen yet. I'm just now seeing. You get a different one every time it comes on. That's pretty cool. And the screensavers. You can cycle through a bunch of them with the coin add button. And there's a bunch of really cool screensavers in there. All kinds of classic Nintendo and Sony PlayStation and stuff. Really nice effect. Really nice little touch right there. Before, like I mentioned before, I just want to go over real quick. You do have LEDs everywhere, and right underneath where the amp is, you can just kind of point it down there and change it with the included remote. Set it up different, change the colors, do whatever you want, or you can just turn it off if you don't want it bugging. It's really not that bad to me. I leave it on most of the time, but that's pretty cool. You got control over that. And speaking of control, the cool thing is this is a Roku TV. So like if you want to like watch Netflix, you can watch Netflix on it. It's got Spotify and Pandora on the Roku app. So if you want to use it as a jukebox, you can use it as a jukebox. That's really cool.
I am still living with your ghost. Got loyalty inside my DNA.
And I gotta say, adding those Focal speakers, they sound great. They get way louder than I need them to be. It was a really nice touch. So yeah, we got like a jukebox, arcade / streaming TV type situation going on now. It's multi-purpose, people. It's multi-purpose. Now, while I've had this thing, I've tested it out pretty good bit. I've tested all the stuff with that Raspberry Pi. I thought about upgrading it to a 4 at some point because they got the new 4 out and it's a lot more powerful, but it runs pretty much everything, no problem. I still need to get a Dreamcast controller to start playing some of the Dreamcast games because the way they're binded, you can't really start them unless you have the controller. But everything else, I mean, you can use the arcade sticks to play PlayStation games or Nintendo games, Super Nintendo, whatever you want to play. That's all good. But you know, of course, arcade games are going to work the best with those, okay? Cool thing too is like, since I tinker a little bit, I can go on and add some games that are missing, like some games I want to play. I can take some off, I can do whatever. Just pop out the SD card and go tweak some stuff. Now I wouldn't advise anybody who's not familiar with this stuff to do it, but you could do it. The only thing I could really see adding to it in the future, besides, you know, I've already done the speakers and everything else, is probably a scan line generator for some of the older games to give it that authentic look on that screen. Don't get me wrong, things look great on that 720p TV, but for some of the games, they would benefit from a scan line generator. I'm almost positive, okay? But yeah, man, overall, I can't complain. This thing, for the money, honestly, for what you're getting, if you've been looking for a custom arcade, a full-size 4-person, and with 4 people, I have put 4 people there. It is a little tight with 4 people, but for a 4-person arcade, man, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. What you get for the price. I'm very, very happy, and I got to give a big kudos to the guys over there at TheArcadeGuys on Etsy. Check them out if you're looking for something of this nature. Want to spruce up your man cave? Want to feel some nostalgia? I gotta say, it's been great. It's been fun, and I plan on making some videos with it too, playing some games, having some fun, maybe doing some retro reviews. Who knows? Time will tell. Time will tell. But I gotta say, overall, it's a really cool thing, and I just had to share it with you guys. I got a lot of other arcades, small, big, that I need to do some videos on. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some videos on some more arcades. And if you got any questions about this guy, I might do another video to catch you up on some of the games and stuff. We'll go through some stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Either way, links in the description. If you like what you saw, go check them out. I highly suggest those guys. Quick shipping, good communication, good customer service. All around good people, good people. But that's what I got for you folks. Until next time, y'all stay sexy out there. I am out.